Good morning, everyone. So, today you and I are going to talk about the most flattering comment that I've ever received, I believe, actually. So, let's get into it. Now, let's give you a bit of context about this. So, not that long ago, I made a video. There was actually a request for some Java content. One of my subscribers wanted to see a few examples of different types of Java algorithms. So I made a quick one, which I think is called the FizzBuzz algorithm or the FizzBuzz test or something like that, which shows a very simple and very common coding test algorithm. And I had then basically, I needed some extra time to make a real live actual algorithm, but I released that video not that long ago, so if you're interested in looking at that, you can go and look it up. And after releasing that, I started getting a few views, and finally there was the first comment. As of making of this video, I think it's still the only comment, but it was the best comment, or rather the most flattering comment that I've ever gotten. So basically the question was, how do I become like you? Or rather, the comment was, Fredrik, how do I become like you? When I read that, I forgot where I was. I was in the middle of my office, and I kind of just went, oh, and my colleagues turned to me and said, what's wrong? And I kind of went, oh, nothing, just a very, very nice, someone very nice flattered me beyond belief. And then I showed them the comment, and they went, oh. So I replied by basically talking a little bit about my background and where I come from and how I got to where I am today. And most of it is, as I told the viewer, I told him that you can find that on my CV on LinkedIn if you want to know what my background is and what I know and the courses that I've taken. I try to keep it fairly up to date. I try to keep it fairly extensive. So because, I made a few videos about my policies on how to think about LinkedIn and stuff of that nature. There are other videos about that, so I'm not going to dive into that too much. But I can give you a very brief summary of what I gave to the subscriber. And what I told him was that I started by taking a 2-year course in software development with focus on Java. And now, as of the making of this video, I have roughly worked for, can it be? I think it's 3 years. Something like that. Yeah, so something like 3 years now. I'll have to go and double check it, but that's basically it. And depending on your viewpoint, I have talked to people like senior developers who have kind of, after I've tried to explain certain concepts and so forth, and when I tell them that I've worked for 3 years, they go, oh, are you serious? Just 3 years? And some people go, oh, okay, so 3 years, okay. For some people that's a lot, for some people that's not that much, but for the juniors out there, I will tell you that it's 3 years is not that long if you're aiming to be like a master programmer or anything like that. And that's kind of why I try to remind you that although you may get it into your head that there are these super programmers out there that have been working for 10 years, 15 years, some of them even longer than that. They are absolutely out there, and there's plenty of them. But there's also programmers that haven't been working all that long. And trust me, the amount of work or the amount of time you spend in programming, it's a very bad indicator as to whether or not you're good at what you do. And so I told my subscriber that that's the amount of time I have spent in programming. But you have to also I'll give you just a small piece of insight into this as well. There's a very big difference between how long you do something and how much quality time you invest in it. I spend a lot of time, and I mean a lot of time, doing things that are way outside of what you would say like work hours or things of that nature. And so my quality time in terms of actually working and so forth is probably a little bit higher than the average person who's just been clocking in at 9 to 5 at the job. So the amount of time that you have to invest in order to get to a point that is fairly similar to mine may vary. Maybe you're really smart and you get there much faster than I did, because sure, you should know that I'm sure as hell not the smartest person in the world. This is just the time it took me to get to where I am today. And maybe it takes you longer. It depends. All I can tell you is that the time it takes to become like somebody is not that relevant. It's more about the way that you spend your time. Quality time is what's important, not the actual amount of time. And I will also finish by saying that if you feel that things are not progressing as fast as you would like, or you have some worries, or if you just want to get some guidance, reach out. Because trust me, when somebody asks me such a flattering question as how can I become like you, of course I want to help you. Who wouldn't? Have a great day.